Hey, welcome back to the next video. We're going to start building the my mind just went blank. What are we working on? Oh, please. Thundershot. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. Anyway, yeah, my mind, I was like, oh, what's going on? What are we doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. So we're going to do bag A. I'm getting everything out for that. I got to get bearings and get the gears and stuff, and my flush cuts all set aside, and we're going to put this together. So give me just a second. All right, we've done step 2. We got our diffs built, both of them. This is the rear, this is the front. The kit included the Tamiya grease, so I got that in this rear. This is just a spare part I threw out, but it's turning real nice and smooth. And I like my front diffs a lot stiffer, so I filled that full of anti-wear. This grease, put plenty of that in there so it's nice and stiff. We like that in the cars. It really helps the four-wheel drives pull them around. I think I like a much stiffer front diff. So we got that done. That's why I stopped right here to show you. I got that one marked on the rear gearbox. So we'll do a couple more here and then check back in. Hang in there. So I got the front gearbox I'm working on here. And again, I'm just, we put these together right here. That greased the crap out of it. That washer, and let me back up just a little bit. There we go. So it'll kind of focus. But I greased this whole thing, and it's like almost the same width. It's probably only 0.5 millimeter off. I mean, I don't know if I dare. On this front one, I might just see it. Look, I was kind of measuring it here with my tape measure with the millimeters. It might be 0.5 millimeter off. I might just pull this out and throw the bearing in it and just see if it's spaced out further than this. Because you don't want this to bind, and that might be why they've done this. I don't know. It's interesting. Usually, it's an interesting. Technically it's a bushing, right? That's basically what it is. It's a metal piece with a plastic piece, but is it any different than one of these? But these we can change the bearings, which is what's going on. But I don't know. It's obviously different than that. Let me see. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and see. I'm gonna come back here in just a second. Let's throw a bearing in there and see how much further out it is. If it's any further away from this gearbox, closer, this way, pushing it forward, I feel like it should have bearings in there, but I don't know. That might be why they've got this washer here. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting gearbox. What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to try this bearing and see what we think. So, all right. So I've gone ahead and put the bearing in there, and I think it's moved it. Let me get my pointer. I think it's moved it maybe 0.5 millimeter. So I don't know if it'll work or not. That's probably why they did that weird thing. I'm not sure. But I tell you what we're gonna do. Let's try and install this cover and see if it lines up with that. And then if it doesn't, because it's got the groove in here for the 5x8 or the 5x8 we talk correctly, 5x8 millimeter bearing there, so that'll fit right in here. And then I don't know, but you can see how this is narrower here than where the bearing is. So I don't know. Let's just see if it will line up. It might not, and it did. So I don't know. That's perfect. Unless it's supposed to move, it might be binding that other gear though, and it might have to come back a little bit. This gear, it's probably too far forward. So I'll bolt this down. We might have to pull that back out and change that back to the bushing and the big washer and that little for the bushing in there, the little plastic section. It's an interesting bushing, but okay. Yeah, it's probably going to be too tight on the other gear and bind, but it lines up okay. But it's probably too far forward in here, and it should be back maybe that 0.5 millimeter just to keep the gear mesh right. I don't know. We'll keep building, see what happens. Okay, I got the cooling fan on over there, so I hope you can hear this. I put this spare piece of mine in there to hold the differential straight, and then I was twisting this. And you can hear a definite gear noise in there. And that's not it's this. It's just that extra little bit wide. Let's put it in this one, this rear one here, and we'll do that one. And we'll center the diff in. And this one is just clear. It has like no noise up there. So it's just slightly too wide. So I'll pull that back out, and that's why they got that set up like that. Interesting though, this, yeah, so I didn't bolt this one together. I'll pull these screws, but I probably should only put 2 in it. But we'll fix it and then go from there. So yeah, anyway, it's just too, well, yeah, put that back in there. It's just, hear it? Too tight. So we'll undo it, put it back together, and try it again, and there we go. Then we'll continue on. All right, we got her back together. Got this piece in there to hold it. Smooth. Much better gear setup. So yeah, it's just barely off, which is probably why they had it set up like that with that thick washer and then the little plastic bushing. So a regular 5x11 ain't gonna work. But yeah, that feels much better. Interesting. That's an interesting design. So anyway, let's continue on and pull this piece out, put this back on here. I didn't actually insert this yet. There we go. All right. Now we'll throw the motor in, and that'll be finished for bag A. So we'll be back here in just a second. So that is the end of bag A. We got both gearboxes assembled, the motor's in, and I had to adjust this pinion gear a little bit more. Let me zoom you in. It shows 14.5 millimeters from the base of the motor plate out to the end of the pinion gear, and I had to lengthen it a little more than that to get it completely on the spur gear. It was coming in to about right there on the pinion gear, and that spur gear is almost as wide as this, so I adjusted it out a little bit more to get more coverage. Took a few times. You know, I had a really grease spur. Let me back you back out. The spur gear, I had a lot of grease on it, so I shoved the motor plate in with the pinion on it, made sure that it was good, and then I did it again. It was a little better. So, you know, just a little bit at a time. And I wish I'd remeasured it, but I didn't. I got it together and I forgot about that. So it's probably closer to 16 millimeters from the edge of this plate out. Again, yes, you have to run of course I put let me zoom in on that. I do have that plate in there, the typical Tamiya dust plate. And that's not what it's going from. It's going from this section of the motor plate right here, where it's kind of cut in, out to the end of the pinion gear. So basically I had to turn it a little more, get another grease spot on, and I got it all the way through, and it's not touching the thing. I backed it off just a hair, so it's almost got full coverage. It's working pretty good. So it takes a minute to do that right, but you don't want to strip your spur gear. So anyway, that is the end of bag A. And we are going to, back you back out. We'll start on bag B. Looks like suspension. I think it goes all the way to shocks. Yeah, so we're going to do the shocks. Lots of fun. I think on the Boomerang, I end up leaving this with the standard oil, and then I soften these two because they were a little too stiff. Or I'll have to look. Maybe I left the stock oil in these. I had to soften this one. No, that doesn't seem right. Yellow's a 400. I will have to go look at it because I know I had to mess with one of them. I haven't built that. That was a while back. I built that car, and I don't remember what I did. So I'll have to investigate that. We might have to build a stock and then go, oh, all right, no, this is too stiff, or those, or whatever. But anyway, we will get on to that. I'll get back to that as soon as possible. I was supposed to do some stuff today, and I didn't get it done because I started building this. I'm like, it's hard to not build them, you know? Anyway, I got to do that stuff tomorrow, and then some stuff coming up soon, but we will get right back to this. Looking forward to getting it out there, do some maintenance on the track, and get this running. So, thanks for watching me build this. What is it again? Forgot. Thundershot, yes. I knew that. I did. I'm struggling today. I don't even know what I'm building. It's just fun, you know. So, anyway, we'll catch you next time.